And good morning on June 29th, episode 249 of the 359 podcast. And where the hell did all of you people come from?
Yeah, have we ever done this before? We've packed
359 party,
Maybe
baby.
once. But wow. I cannot breathe, Scott. I can't breathe.
I've got 2 hot drinks.
He's double parked with his coffee.
There's so much fumes of hot drinks.
No one's going to get that unless they're from London, I guess, or the UK.
It's the same thing as double fisting, but just not as dirty.
I found out on a recent trip to Europe that you should not tell a Brit that they are double fisting.
With drinks.
With drinks.
What does that mean? What?
I
go to England and I do not. What?
Don't
Well,
say.
just don't say it.
Don't say.
Yeah.
Wow,
Don't say it.
you're double
And carry a
fisting.
bunch
Just
of
say
drinks.
you're
in
like
Say you're
fanny
double
pack?
parked.
Is that like
Just say double parked.
You're double
That's when
parked.
you're
You have
holding
2 drinks in your hand.
Double
You're
parked.
double parked.
Okay. I'm
That's all you need to know to go to London.
All right.
Double fisting.
Well, we're off to a fantastic
I'm never gonna
start.
make any drinking comments in England anymore.
All right, Brian, is he cool without headphones?
Yeah, I don't have any more.
Then all right, then we just have
he's
to make it
cool
work.
all the time.
Flying.
That's true.
Flying.
All right, we got a packed house. We've got special guest Sharon Vaknin and Scott Stein.
Sharon, wow, I got married 3 years ago.
Whoa.
Profis.
Promise.
Profis.
My bad. Well, we're, again, off to a
Speed, raw
fantastic.
speed.
If you
know
check
what?
your iPhone, you'd know that.
Because it still comes up on the email.
All the time.
That's-
all the time.
that's-
My
It's
original
my
name
fault.
is Scott Robertson.
I have a branding problem. I've got a branding problem.
Sorry about that. Sharon Profis, you're right. I don't know.
It's all good,
do that
man.
all the time.
My bad.
I forgive you.
My bad. All right, it's off to a great start, right?
Yeah, as always.
As always. So we're going to be talking about, obviously, it's the 10th anniversary of the launch of the original iPhone.
I've heard about that a few times this week. Exactly.
I know. We talked about it earlier this week. We talked a little bit about sort of our history with the original phone. I don't know if you guys knew I had the iPhone before most people did.
How?
I had it-
Really?
Yeah, well, I was a reporter at Dow Jones. Moss had one, I had one.
What?
I didn't do a review because
Whoa.
Walt Mossberg had the phone. And actually, I was one of the
You were
first to
fancy
see it
land.
after it was showed off at Macworld. I think the week after, I was in a room with Steve Jobs and with like 20 other Wall Street Journal reporters where he showed
Real
the phone.
OG.
I was like
Oh, yeah.
traveling to
Jealous.
India right around when Macworld happened, and I was like between jobs.
Actually, it's the best story from that event, though.
Seriously.
Was, we asked him, how durable is this thing? And it's all touchscreen, and he threw the phone in the middle of the room and it landed on the floor. Everyone was like,
That's what I do to show
and just
people
knowing
durable
actually
my phone
how
is.
fragile that phone really ended up being, like
yes.
that was a pretty calculated risk. Like, it
Imagine-
was carpeted there, so like I guess he was assuming it would be okay, but.
Imagine if it
I think
broke.
looking back, I'm like, if that thing broke in
that
front
would
of
be
all those
the
reporters.
best story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How durable is this?
amazing.
It's not.
Oh my God. Point proven. Anyway, actually,
Got
that
it,
was
Steve.
technically all off the record, which I just talked about now,
Well,
but it was 10 years ago.
is
so
it
screw it.
this? What is it? Statute
Is there
of
a statute?
limitations?
Exactly.
I don't know.
What
I'm sure
time can you
Apple's like
suddenly
gonna
talk
go
about
after. Apple's totally gonna go after me. All right.
Forstall was like talking a lot.
That's
to
true.
somebody
There's a
about
lot.
all
Yeah,
sorts of stuff,
there's a
so,
lot.
you know,
There's a lot of good stuff coming out actually.
You're okay.
I think so.
I think
I
you're
don't know.
fine.
We'll see. If I get a note
It was
from
nice
Apple
knowing
later
you,
on.
Roger.
Yeah, I know. Like, sorry. It was a
I
good
bought
time
that-
as a
we
should have
reporter.
done, like,
I'm
an
done
oral
now.
history.
I bought that thing at the
story of-
store, like when it was at the Apple Store, Fifth Avenue, like when it was available late at night one night,
Oh,
because they kept selling them at like weird hours. You know,
My
like-
friend
really?
Yeah,
like
they were
found it in a
late
parking
selling.
lot like 3 weeks after. I feel like somebody from Apple just like left it there on the
What?
floor or something. Like 3 weeks
What?
after it came out, like it was in stores. Like it was just in a parking lot. I guess somebody dropped it or something. My friend just picked it up.
All right. Why don't we get the actual podcast started?
Oh.
In just a minute.
Oh, this is
and-
just the beginning.
This is
so
just the
much fun.
pre-show.
This is already. Oh wow, we're just pre-show.
Yeah, so we'll do
This is
the
a great pre-show.
4-minute podcast, and we'll stick around for the questions afterwards. But our viewers are going to be bringing in questions.
What
Hopefully.
viewers?
What viewers?
I've used
Danny
every, I've
Green?
used
Hey,
every
we've got
iPhone.
viewers on Periscope.
We've got
we just
viewers.
can't have. We have no
if
way to
you're
interact
viewing
with them.
this, say
Roger,
something in the
that is
chat.
the crazy
We're
thing
watching.
is I've used every iPhone.
Wow.
If you're viewing this, follow me
That's
on
more
Twitter.
than me. I haven't.
So I've memorized
Really,
every iPhone, except for like the variant, but like the
I
major.
think I missed.
Shameless.
I missed one or two. I always
You
got
all
them early
see
on.
why I try to keep
Every
this
year,
trimmed down
but
to the
not like
minimum?
All right. Let's
remember.
let's get this podcast started. We can ramble afterwards.
Yes, that's what the post show's for. Let's give these people
Sorry, guys.
3 minutes and 59 seconds of relatively
Coherent
informative
thoughts?
Yeah.
Profis.
This peppermint
It's
tea is
Profis.
so good.
I'm just gonna say Sharon. All right, let's get it started.
Here we go in 3, 2.
Welcome to the 359. I'm Roger Cheng,
I'm Alfred Ng.
and with us is Scott Stein and Sharon Profis.
Yes.
Hi.
We're all going to be talking about iPhone. Obviously, it's a 10th anniversary of the original launch. So instead of we've talked a lot about the iPhone and its impact on the industry and the world and everything, we just wanted to take it a little bit more personal, and I wanted to ask everyone and really discuss how the iPhone has changed your life personally. So
Wow,
who
this
wants-
is like iPhone therapy right
I
here.
know we're gonna get real deep here. It could get dark. It could get scary. It could be I don't know.
Well,
happy.
Scott's been watching a lot of Black Mirror, so I'm curious to hear what he thinks.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
is the Scott Stein? Who the man who's basically reviewed what was the last 4 or 5 iPhones at this point?
Yeah, since 2012, the
Yeah.
iPhone 5. So the last 5 years of iPhones, half
Yeah.
of the iPhone's existence. It's always with me, and so you're sort of always on. You're always connected, and I know that's not just the iPhone that did it. It used phones before that had done that, but that was the one where really the more and more you could do with it. As my son once said to me, you care about that thing a lot. Maybe said you care about it more than you care about me. As a joke. I hope it was a joke. But
There's a little
it's
bit of
dark.
truth to that.
But there
sure.
is, I mean, everyone trying to disconnect now is because you can do a lot of things. You take it with you, whether it's games, whether it's email, whether it's video, photos, and the need to share, the need to interact, and then having work on your leash.
Yep.
Or you're on work's leash.
Mm-hmm.
That is all increasingly part of it, and making that the first thing you check is one step towards us becoming like a node in some network.
Wow.
That's a
That's
really-
really Matrix.
That
What a-
is
yeah.
exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Okay, good.
That was very
That's
Black
so
Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Totally. All right,
So
Sharon,
it's
what about you?
plot.
Please tell me you've got something
I've
more
got something
chipper.
a little more
Please.
chipper.
All right.
I would say that, I can't necessarily, tie it to the iPhone specifically. However, the iPhone, let's just say the iPhone has kind of encouraged me to disconnect more because it does force you into an always on life, and there are so many apps. You can track everything from sleep to what you're eating. There are so many reasons to use it now.
Yep.
That I had like an epiphany that you know what, I need to disconnect more. So I will literally leave my phone at home sometimes.
Whoa.
And just go to the store
Flying
without
blind.
it.
Do you have one of those
Really?
no phones? You know those.
I want
basically slate
the
phones?
simple phone. I do.
No, the no phone
Oh.
is actually just a piece of plastic. It's not. It just
Oh, that's
simulates
so
having
hipster.
a phone.
No, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, but I should be. So even though the
It's like
iPhone
a
has
patch.
overwhelmed me with technology and reasons to look down and ruin my neck, I think even more so encouraged me to connect with people IRL.
I mean, I would just say
trying, I'm
for
trying.
me, the element of FOMO, I think everyone kind of deals with, the fear of missing out. And I had it before, but I feel like the iPhone, I'm taking it dark again. Like
Yeah.
it reinforced that element. Like I'm always checking because I'm always fearful that I'm missing something, whether it's a work email, whether it's some news update, whether it's something that's trending. That's why I feel like I always have to be on. So that,
Yeah.
as dark
It's
as
a
that
drag,
is,
man.
it's a bit of a drag. Yeah.
Everyone has had really insightful takes on how the iPhone has changed their lives, and I'm about to take it into the dumps. So, basically, to me, the iPhone has changed the way that I use the bathroom forever. Where I don't need to bring a book or a magazine in the restroom anymore. That has changed my life. I just go in. All I need is my phone. I can talk to my friends there. I watch shows on Netflix there.
Wow.
I go on Reddit.
How
there. I
long
go
do
on
you
Dude,
stay
you
in
gotta
the
watch
bathroom?
out.
That's-
You gotta
it's-
watch out. I'm giving you my medical opinion. Too much time in that position.
Shows.
Not good.
Shows
Do you
plural.
watch
So that's how it's
Breaking
changed
Bad,
my
or do you
life.
watch half-hour shows?
Listen, anyone who says they
Adventure
don't
Time
take
would
their
be-
iPhone into the bathroom is a liar.
Oh no, totally. I do the
It's a
same thing.
Fantastic bathroom.
great
Sometimes
way.
An iPad is so much worse as a bathroom.
Sometimes
device.
I'll walk to the bathroom
like that's
and
a
then
little
I'll
too
be like, I don't
cumbersome.
have my phone, and I'll turn
Go
back
back.
and grab it and go back.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. So for more on all the iPhone anniversary coverage, check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Cheng.
I'm Alfred Ng.
I'm Scott Stein.
And I'm Sharon Profis.
Thanks for listening.
Had to say it.
Dude,
That
it's
was great.
so true. That was the
We
best.
can talk about
That's like the biggest
glad
way to
iPhone
change your
dumps
life.
all
There's
you
no
want.
way.
Take it away.
Wow.
I'll remind you, though, Matthew Datcher did point out that I'm the man with a button, so I'll cut you off in a heartbeat.
All right. I thought you were going to cut Alfred off after a while. After the
Look, everyone had really
He literally
smart
said,
takes.
"I'm going to take this into the dumps."
yeah. No
one
he
So
did.
good.
He did warn
Snaps
us. That was
for
great.
that.
No one
Snaps
went
for
in the
that.
porn direction, so at least props to
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Were
Matthew
you
Datcher,
fearful that was going to happen?
I don't
Well,
know. It's definitely changed the world of porn. So
Yeah.
Matthew
Definitely
Datcher says
has.
iPhone's killing the magazines and bathroom industry. Was that an industry?
I actually think that it's
No, I think it's good for the bathroom
Yo,
industry.
they used to
It's
have
like you're gonna want to upgrade your toilet, right?
They used to have
It's
joke
a real
books.
room.
You gotta get comfortable with that toilet.
They used to have joke books that you could straight up just put like next to like
Yeah.
the toilet and
or like
stuff.
magazine
My
wraps.
grandma used to have
Yeah.
a couple of different books.
Toilet
Okay,
humor.
this is boring adulting, but I was at Home Depot looking for a new toilet roll dispenser, and there is one that includes a shelf for an iPhone.
That's amazing.
No.
Yes.
Ooh, does it charge
Yes.
it?
Did you buy it?
I really wanted to, but I thought, like
Does
I
it have
said,
a
trying to
battery?
disconnect. No.
battery
Yeah,
pack?
if it charged, that would be
wireless,
awesome.
a wireless charging.
When
no.
the iPhone 8 has wireless charging, they'll develop those little
You guys,
contactless
that I- okay.
toilet paper
That's
holders.
That's
a
our
$1
next
million
job.
idea.
That's our
dude.
next job.
Oh my
Guys, we got a
God.
business here.
Yeah.
For
Why-
CNETers.
Just got to come up with a
Design
name.
wireless charging TP dispenser.
I like it.
I kind of like
Although you know what,
Flush
Flash
Shark
charging,
Tank.
flash charging, something.
Flush
Flush charging.
flush
yeah.
charging.
Yikes.
Dex.
Yikes on bikes.
do we have any questions or thoughts from our viewers?
There's a lot of great debate going on back and forth between the 4-inch screen versus those who prefer the bigger screens, and basically showcasing that Apple, if nothing else, has run the entire gamut of how much pocket space, real estate they can occupy.
Yeah.
And found an audience to latch onto in every place.
Well, I mean,
Continue your chatter. We want to hear
and
more.
Scott has, he recently, well, not recently, but a few months ago, reviewed the original iPhone, which has a 3.5-inch screen. Like, what did it feel like going back to that screen?
So it's crazy.
Was
It's
it
crazy
good? Was it,
small.
like,
the whole
refreshing?
phone. Well, the whole phone is small, and you realize that wow.
But it's kind of bulky, right?
I wish it would go back to that size.
The
It
body was bulky.
But it was kind of awesome because I remember taking that on. Well, this sounds sad now to say that I took it on my honeymoon, but the thing is,
well.
at the time, it wasn't. Bless you. It wasn't
Thank you.
super
Nice dab.
connected, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like taking your work with you. It was taking a little iPod on a trip.
Yes.
And every once in a while, if we needed to check email, we were able to hook into Wi-Fi and do that.
Right.
That was it, or web browsing. So it wasn't like that wasn't so not romantic, but it was great because it's a little pocket device that could go places. It was
Like a
great.
phone.
Like a phone, but
like
it
a
was,
phone you could actually use with one hand.
It
as
was
opposed to
super
what we
small,
have
and you
now.
just felt like it was like a little super. I used to have the Game Boy Micro, so
Oh,
like,
that thing was awesome.
That thing was
It was like
great.
a belt
Sounds like
buckle
Game Boy
size.
Micro.
It was a super small Game Boy.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Really?
That would
It
fit.
was like
I have one.
it was
to show you.
kind of rare though. Like it wasn't like that available.
Yeah, but it was like
Yeah.
I always loved like super pocketable gadgets, and so
Yeah.
even though it was bulky, the iPhone did feel super portable. I feel that since then, the iPhone obviously got a bigger screen, but
Yep.
it's also more of a surfboard where it's very thin,
Yeah.
wide, and more cumbersome. Whereas the original
is.
felt like a worry.
It had, like,
step.
the
Well,
natural
why do you
curve
think
at the
people
back,
put
right?
those
Yeah.
bulky cases on their phones? I think
Because
a lot of
they're
it is
jerks.
Agree.
There's ones that make the phone.
I'm
No,
But they
I'm
help
a
you.
classic
I'm
They
not
help
jerk.
talking.
you.
I'm not even
Not
talking
that.
about that. I know
Wallet.
people that have the cases that's like it's like a giant French fry like basket
Oh,
or something.
yeah,
where it,
yeah,
like, makes
yeah,
it
yeah.
look huge, and I'm like, I hate all of you. Why do you do that?
I want the hot dog one.
I just use like a basic case, and
I
then
just have my clear case
Yeah.
with my LIRR pass that I just flashed to the conductor.
I once dropped
Yeah.
the worst phone drop stories. It's like mine never, knock on wood, or plastic cracked. But one time, like a stiff wind blew by, and like my phone blew out of my hands under a car and through some dog poop.
That's a very
Whoa.
powerful win.
Yeah, I know.
It was on the West Side Highway.
Did the poop save it?
No, it just
Oh.
got all it was awful. It got
Ugh.
crusted. We had to like pick it up like forensics and
How
kind of
did
like
you?
wipe it down over a long period of time.
You wiped it down with another phone.
Was there?
Alcohol wipes. Lots
Did
of
the
alcohol
cracks
wipes.
harbor any?
I don't know.
Oh.
To this day, I don't know. It was really upsetting. It was frozen. It was wintry,
Is
so it
this
was like frozen.
the current iPhone?
No, not the
Okay,
current
I
But
don't
one.
know.
back to the
I don't
original
want to touch
iPhone,
that.
though. Like,
So-
I wish they went back to that like small screen size. Every time we do
I know.
podcast when a new phone's about to come
You
out,
want a smaller screen.
I just want a smaller screen.
Yeah.
Just give me a smaller phone.
the
We have
SE.
all these giant screens around already, and just let me like airdrop stuff onto that and like watch it from there. I don't want just put more screens around everywhere else and let me have a small thing in my pocket.
Like so?
I
the
have an SE.
The
That's
SE
what I
is
have.
your
Yeah.
perfect phone.
Yeah.
They're onto something with that. And I hope that there's always talk about whether they'll discontinue or they'll continue it, but I think that should be continued to be explored. Like the little
Well,
phone.
it's no coincidence that now you have at least 3 or 4 newbie phone makers making these super simple phones that are supposed to be secondary phones.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
your weekend phones.
I mean, the
it's so
Nokia
millennial.
3310, right?
The
is
Nokia
the
3310,
ideal
the
secondary
most
phone.
popular thing at Mobile World Congress.
re-released the original iPhone as the iPhone
Whoa,
Classic.
iPhone Classic.
Upgrade all the specs in the screen, but keep that design.
Honestly, I would buy
That would
I'd
sell
buy it.
like crazy. Not, as if iPhones don't sell, but
What a productive
but-
show. We have
Wait,
at least 2 business ideas.
Would
here.
it? By the way, would it run apps though?
Yeah, no, I mean like
Because the
all
original iPhone
internals.
did not.
Good.
It's
good
like
point.
it's like the NES Classic, but
Yeah.
for like a phone.
Oh, got it.
The original iPhone was so slow because it
Yeah.
also ran Edge
It was
when
like
everything
2G.
else. A lot of
Yep.
premium phones had 3G, so you actually were compromising speed.
Oh, yeah.
To get the new iPhone, and you'd have to wait to hop on a
By the
Wi-Fi.
way, you're still doing that now. Like
Still
those
doing that.
those radios are slower than Android phones.
right,
Yep.
Pretty
right.
much all the time.
Apple is. I was talking about this the other day. Like Apple has always introduced a lot of major steps in tech later than everyone else.
Of course, that's
They
how
don't-
that's
they
what they
don't
do. They roll
care.
in with an innovation
can.
3 years later, but
Right.
they make it useful for everyone.
they're like polishing it in the shop,
Right.
and they're like, here's our variation on it.
Right. I mean, they weren't the first smartphone maker by far, right? It was years. It was already a mature market at that point.
It's
Yeah.
not for the iPhone is not for early adopters. Maybe the first one was if you were an early adopter. Of
Well,
the
yeah, that
touchscreen
one was
phone.
because like it was super expensive. and
right.
it was a
That was
little-
early
Yeah.
But generally today it's
no,
not for
it's
early.
not.
It's for the
Absolutely
masses.
not. It's for your
Right.
grandma at
Yeah,
this point.
and you and I.
Yes, I'm part of that mass of consumers.
That's why I'm curious about the rumors on like the more advanced camera in the iPhone 8, whether it's going to be like AR ready or have some sort of lasers or
Lasers?
Like, you know,
I want lasers.
There's
Well,
the talk about,
you know
like,
what? The
laser sensors.
LG G5 or
Yeah.
Kill
G4
your
had
enemies.
lasers.
Yeah.
to be able to scan
Yeah,
because
yeah.
something like Google Tango, there's been
It's
rumors
not.
and
It's not
reports
actual
about
lasers that can kill you.
being able to
Alfred.
do better
No,
3D
that's
depth
what I want.
perception.
Yes,
Well,
which
that's
would
the
help.
optional part.
Which would help with the portrait mode.
Do you know what I really wanted to do is something like Blade Runner, where I could take a 3D photo where you could kind of move and edit it and do some sort of crazy like enhance thing,
You can do that. Samsung 837, I think, did that.
something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
Wait, there's like the
Samsung
store?
837.
The store.
Okay, because I was like,
Oh,
is that a,
yeah,
is that a
yeah,
new
yeah.
phone that I've never heard
Oh,
of? A Samsung 837.
Introducing.
The interest. I was like, what model
Bro, this
was
is
that?
the
Sorry,
super
yes,
secret
that is
awesome
a
phone.
store in New York where Samsung does super high concept awesome stuff like that.
All right, going back to
Yeah.
viewers, anything?
Yeah, before we let the show get too far off the rails,
Yeah.
I'll wait. Let's farm out a little bit from the chat. Andy Cruz, #courage. Abby says, awesome dab, Sharon. Props to you. Great Mr. Lizard is giving props out to Scott's beard today. Says it's totally on
Clean.
point.
Nice.
clean.
Wow,
On
oh my
point. I
God.
like it.
I didn't even do anything with it today. Now I'm gonna have all sorts of mind games playing in my head because
Like,
maybe
what do I do? How do I replicate
Because I didn't
this?
trim this. It got a little bit.
Okay.
Okay,
Here.
wait.
Literally, welcome to the life of a woman, not
Let's
beard-wise.
let's
but
keep
hair.
going. Let's move on before we get consumed by
Okay,
beard
let's
talk.
move on. Let's move on.
Furthermore, from Great
can't grow a
Mr.
beard.
Lizard, he says the best part about the iPhone is video watching, people taking pictures of the iPhones with real cameras. He's just expanding on the concept of what we talked about yesterday with like this whole fad of the bokeh effect.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
everyone's
Everyone's being a
a faux
professional
photographer
photographer.
now,
Yep,
and there's
yep.
something to be said about that. But between camera performance and screen size, that seems to be two of the biggest arguing factors in the chat right now.
About what?
About
Like,
in terms of
between
like
Android
Their
or-
favorite model
Oh.
within the iPhone family.
Got it.
So I remember
There's
like
a lot of SE loyalists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the SE
Yeah.
is a great phone.
It's a great
the
phone.
SE as a internally fantastic.
I just wish Android like OEMs would take a hint and give me smaller phones because I want to be using an Android device.
They're not going to do that.
But the only phone
Because somehow,
that's that
somewhere
size
along
is
the
Apple.
line, small phone equated cheap phone, and so they don't want to.
I have no problem with a cheap phone. That's
But they
my
do.
second-
They want to.
Well-
They want to build big phones for you to buy and spend more money.
I'm
on.
a big boy that
there was
wants a
like a
small
shift with-
phone.
Big boy.
with cameras where like if you're talking about camera stuff, I remember the iPhone 5S was maybe the one that at CES one year we'd be yelled at for doing it now, but like I took most of my photos for things that I posted in first
Yeah.
takes on the 5S and used them, and they were generally fine at the time. And it's interesting because there was always a debate. We have fantastic camera equipment here and photographers; they can always take better photos. You should do that, but it is still advancing to the point where on a professional level, in a pinch, the top end phones can do some good stuff.
Definitely. And
I still wouldn't leave a main camera behind. But
I would say I would take the optimistic view and say that this is only going to push the professional photography industry further. Like professionals will have to be more creative and actually, you know, you can't just get away with carrying around a big heavy camera. You have to utilize
Right.
it to the max.
Which I mean, for any photographer worth their salt, right? They probably already know this, right?
Definitely.
It's a
Yeah.
craft that they've developed. It's not just us pointing a camera at a thing and
Definitely
expecting greatness.
And the post editing. I mean,
Yep.
the editing as well, the post production is even more important now. And honestly, I think it makes it more fun and creative. And
yeah,
you even though yes, everyone can have a great camera because they have a phone, if you're flipping through Instagram, you can still see who's like
Yeah,
the
everyone-
awesome
Oh, yeah.
photographer.
Definitely.
Everyone has a
Definitely.
great camera. Not everybody's taking great photos.
And
No,
it has
stop
limits.
using flash to take food photos for
Yeah.
the love of God.
Okay,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I eat in a cave.
Wait, can we talk about why you're eating it?
Because he's a millennial. That's apparently what millennials do.
That's
So
where
am
the
I. I
avocado
don't e-
toast trees
Well, he's
grow.
closer to
the Slee
he's
Stack
closer to Gen
Instagram.
Z. They're a
Oh.
mysterious bunch.
You're
right?
a zillennial.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yay.
gross.
So
Is my
let's-
8-year-old Gen Z, or what is he?
Y-
Gen
your,
Yeah.
your kid
Q?
doesn't have a gen yet.
Gen
Yeah.
TBD.
Like,
Gen
I
A.
can't wait
back
to
to
name
A.
his Gen.
what's somebody asking?
Let's just talk about a couple of practicalities besides cameras and such, because that's always kind of in the power of the holder. Imagine Sagi says, "Can we get a durable phone? I would love a phone where I don't need a screen protector or a
No,
case."
because
I don't
then
use
you
a
would
screen
never upgrade
protector.
your phone and the business would go kaput.
There you go.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
the
all
iPhone's
part of the grand
already
conspiracy.
pretty durable. Like, do you guys use
I don't
screen
know.
protectors?
I got a scratch on my
Yeah,
phone.
my
I don't
my
use screen
case is like
protectors.
super like thin. It's the only reason why I even have this case is because like
grip?
it's grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's like
Exactly.
it's like holding a fish. Otherwise,
No, they don't want to make durable phones, as Sharon said. That's terrible business right there.
I wish
These
they
things are
did.
supposed
I
to
wish they did
die in
focus
2
on it more.
years, right around when you're ready for an upgrade.
It would
Yeah.
be so expensive.
I feel like water resistance, this movement with water resistance, is one step towards that in a sense.
Well,
Yeah.
Because at least the major phones now have pretty decent.
I'll
Yeah, I
tell
go
you what.
swimming
I'm a
a lot for
skeptic.
a
I'll tell
phone.
you what. It's
You shouldn't.
It's part of the reason.
Don't
is
take it
because
swimming, yeah.
they're not losing much by waterproofing it.
Yeah.
Most
you're not
likely,
falling in a lake.
You're not falling in a lake. You're in a freshwater lake. Okay, you're spilling coffee on it. Your kid is barfing
Yeah.
on it.
You
I don't know.
You know what the waterproofing really does help with though? Like selfies when you're rafting.
Honestly,
That's like a
selfie game
real
on
thing.
point.
That's like
That's the most practical
That,
benefit you could
that
think of.
little water
Yeah.
drop on the
It's
lens.
true.
Like, oh,
I went-
It's okay, guys. I've
I
got an
went
iPhone
selfies.
7.
I went.
It's all right.
I went kayaking last summer, and I left my phone like in the car, and my friend was like, "I need a Ziploc bag for my phone because I don't want it to like get wet or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I want to take photos while we're on the thing."
Yeah.
I'm like, just
Right.
kayak, dude.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to like take photos of everything.
Just live your best
Actually,
life.
I've got one of those plastic
That's a good point.
shield things.
Yeah, and like beach.
Verizon sent me one.
Beach
I don't
time.
All right.
Beach
time. Yeah, sand is.
Sand
Yeah.
is
sand's
still-
bad.
Okay, we're getting put back on track here.
Question from the
Yes.
great Mr. Lizard. This seems appropriate. How many times have all of you lost your phone into the toilet?
Zero.
Once.
Zero.
What? What?
My wife,
I'll tell
Had
you
it
why,
happen.
and I'm well.
and it died.
I don't know if I should tell you why.
Well,
Well, when you have it in your back pocket,
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
that's the dot
Was
dot
that
dot
phone
is
was
for
dead,
you.
right?
The what?
Did you not? You didn't recover that phone, did you?
It was
I will say this.
empty toilet.
That almost happened to me with Galaxy S7, but that's because it's huge and it was in my back
Yeah.
pocket, and it's in my back pocket.
Well, that
'cause
one
it's-
is water resistant, though.
Yes,
so
but
you're okay.
it was like folding over and almost fell in, but thanks to my quick reflexes, I broke the screen instead.
No.
No, I caught it.
I thought you caught it so hard it broke. I was like, damn,
It's
boy.
incredible.
I broke the
Supersonic.
toilet so it wouldn't fall in.
That's dedication.
How many toilets have you lost because of your iPhone? Is the better question.
That's better.
Oh my God. Well, great Mr. Lizard's asking, "Where's Ben? Where is Ben today?"
Ben is
Oh,
he's
Ben.
on assignment. He's out of town.
Oh.
You had to get rid of
Oh,
him.
wow.
Yeah,
was-
he's no longer with us.
That was so
That's
vague. Yeah.
very mysterious.
Yeah,
That
very
is
today.
so-
mysterious.
He's on
today.
assignment.
He will be back for our podcast next week.
Yeah.
We have a
Which,
podcast next week.
by the way,
Agent
as
Rubin
we're
is not
getting
available.
to the end of the show here today,
Yeah,
we
we
need to
should-
plug something important.
Well, we should actually wrap things up at this point since we've been rattling on
a long
for a while.
podcast.
That was a long.
Bless all of you for hanging out so long.
Yeah, thank you. And people actually didn't leave, which was surprising to me.
No,
we're chilling.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
hanging
you.
out.
Thank you.
Grab a beer.
But yeah, just a bit of a warning. We're on next week. We'll be off on Monday, Tuesday.
Now, remember, next week is a short week for us,
Yes,
however.
we've got Monday
American
and Tuesday
holiday,
off.
independence, screw you, London.
Hey,
Whoa!
Hey-oh.
July 3rd and July 4th, we are off, but we will be back for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we're going to be off for 2 weeks.
2-week hiatus.
2-week hiatus.
Just
Sorry,
we-
some of us are out of town on
we deserve
assignment.
it.
Some of us are on break.
some of us are still here.
Some of us
some of us are vaping.
vaping.
We're
Sorry.
on vape.
Vape Nation.
We're on vape through
That's
July.
my
and
new
August.
Some of
LA
us are
message.
attending conferences. There's a lot going on in the summer, surprisingly, and so we're not going to be around for 2 weeks. But we will have a couple of pre-tape shows.
Yeah, we're taping shows as we speak today, tomorrow, and so on to put some fillers in, but we won't be live for the 2 midweeks of the month of July.
No, I think we'll be back at the end of last week of July.
Yeah, we'll be back for the last week of July, back into a normal swing of things. So just wanted to give everyone a heads up because we have such awesome, fun loyalists who hang out with us every single day of the week. And we want to make sure
the folks in Periscope
we don't just leave everyone hanging.
Periscope. Hi, Periscope.
So on that note,
all right, if you liked anything you saw or heard here, check us out on CNET. Our podcast is also available on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, FeedBurner, and Google Play Music. We'll see you all on Wednesday next week.
July 5th.
Next week. Wow, yeah.
That's so deep into July.
I know. All right.
Thanks,
see you guys
everybody.
later. Bye.
Have a good weekend.